What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, guys, I'm bringing you a brand new video. So, guys, before we jump into the video, make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you like the content I upload. And if you want to stay tuned with everything I do, just make sure to subscribe and turn that notification bell on. If you like the video, drop me a like as well. I really appreciate it. And if you guys like what I post, like my content, help me reach 500 subscribers. That's my current goal now. If we reach that, that's gonna be super cool. And yeah, guys, this video is for the people that have a small Forex account, like uh, I don't know, between let's say 100 to $500. That's what I consider a small Forex account that you want to build up because a lot of people don't have thousands of dollars to grow their Forex account or tens of thousands of dollars or 100,000 of dollars to grow their Forex account. I was there as well, and that's totally fine. And this video, I'm gonna show you how you can build that amount and grow it gradually so you can then reach new levels like 1K, then from 1K you can reach 5K, then from 5K you can reach 10K, and so on, okay? But the first thing that's most important, guys, is to have a good trading psychology. This is something that I struggled with a lot. Like, to be honest, let me tell you my trading story very shortly. Okay, so I firstly was introduced to trading in 2017, I think, end of the year. Not forex trading actually, it was stock trading. Okay, so I started stock trading with a small amount of money. I first I started it as a investment, but then I saw that I wasn't making a lot of money like this, and I was like, you know what? Let's start leverage trading, and that was the hugest mistake I've done in my beginnings. I started leverage trading. I lost a lot of money in the beginning of 2018. Then I gave up for a couple of months. Then I came back. I traded the whole 2018. I was around at break even at the end of the year. Then in 2019, I was introduced to the Forex trading market. I already knew the basic stuff like supply and demand, market structure, all of that. I already kind of knew the basics of trading. So I started trading. At first, I was actually pretty profitable because guess what? I was actually using a risk management. But then all that profit was blown out of the window because I started being aggressive again. I basically compounded a amount to a certain amount, basically grew, let's say, 500 to 2000, and then at 2000 I decided, you know what, let's just risk more, and then I lost the whole money. That's how it went. So 2019 wasn't that good. Then in 2020 I started the year really decent. I made some money on stocks as well because y'all know that the stock market was really down with the COVID. And yeah, in Forex I started to do some good profits because I started being consistent. But then till in the before the summer, I actually needed to take a break because I had my final exams in my high school that I needed to take and to learn for it because I didn't learn at all. So I just quit trading again for a couple of months. And then guess what? I started trading again in 2020 around June or July, August. I started trading the same that I was before. I was making good profits. And then I started to join some more mentorships along the way in 2018, 2019, 2020. I joined a lot of mentorships. I attended a lot of courses. I've read a lot of Forex books. I watched tons of YouTube videos for me to kind of get more information. And guys, never be shy of learning more. You know, even if you're a good trader, that doesn't mean you don't have to learn more. I'm still a student at the end of the day. Like I'm still looking to learn more new things about the market and so on, you know, even though I started to be profitable, you know. And then in 2020, at the end of the year, I was still uh going for certain mentorships for people I thought were better traders than me. But actually, like, I was already a good trader, but the thing was that I couldn't get my risk management down. And finally, when I started to do it, it was around beginning of 2021, I would say, maybe February, March 2021, when I started to actually be consistent, okay, on my personal accounts. And then I was lucky enough to show a friend of mine my account. He was like, "Oh, you're really consistent at this. You're a really good trader." And then he was like, "Okay, let me deposit a amount of money on a MT4 account on a broker, and I will let you trade that amount." And that's exactly how it went. And now I'm really consistent with it because I actually respect the risk management. But trust me, guys, like as I said, I started in 2017. Like that's when I was introduced to trading. And since I would say 2020, end of the year, maybe 2021, beginning of the year, I wasn't really making that much profit, like 2018 was bad. 2019, I was around the break even, maybe did some small profits. Then 2020, I did some small profits in the beginning of the year. Then I had my exam to take, and then I started again. But 2021 was when I really started to actually do something. So it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, and trust me, one day you'll have your moment and you'll start being consistent. But now, enough talking, let me jump straight to the video. So there's really two ways you can grow the small Forex account, okay? You can either compound it by risking a certain amount each trade, basically risking $10 per trade, making $20, okay? Using a 1 to 2 till you reach 200, then you risk $20. When you reach 200, you risk $30 per trade, and so on. Or another thing you can do, guys, you can actually swing trade, okay? You can actually swing trade and scale in your trades so that you kind of add more positions along the way when you catch a big swing trade. And this is more of an aggressive type of flipping. This is a bit more aggressive than the first one that I told you, that like the compounding one, because on the compounding you can go day trade, use 1 to 2 risk to reward, get some setups for day trading, and that's it. But for swing trading, what I'm about to show you, it's a bit more aggressive because you scale in, you're putting a lot more positions in. But of course, in time, we will move our stop loss at break even. Of course, another method you can grow your account is using the scalping strategy I use. That's my best method that I currently use right now on my accounts. I scalp a lot on the 5 minute, and I know a lot of you guys ask me for my scalping strategy, but the thing is I cannot really show it on YouTube because that won't be fair for the members that are in my mentorship that know my strategy. So guys, if you really want to learn my strategy or to know about it, just make sure to DM me on Telegram, okay? I'll be there to talk with you. And yeah, now let me just discuss what I'm about to show you. Okay, so on the weekly, what I will do is to do some basic uh, support and resistance. Okay, very simple. Then I will go down to the daily time frame. As you can see, I have the trusted signal oscillator as well because I really like to use this tool, especially for swing and day trading. Okay, so if you guys want to check them out as well, I will leave you their link down in my description. So on the daily time frame, you can see that the same zones are respected. So it's not necessarily for us to make another zone. Okay, so let me show you how I would scale in and do like a flip type of trade instead of a scaling type of trade, because instead of a compounding type of trade, because you guys already know what compounding is. I don't have to go on the 4 hour time frame again and show you how I would compound, what trades I would take, and so on. I basically said it. If you want to compound, use risk $10 per trade till you reach $200, then risk $20, and so on till you reach further amounts. Okay, so now on the weekly, let's say we would have been around this area right here, because I want to show you an example from the past instead of marking up where we at right now and trying to figure out a future setup. Okay, So on the weekly time frame, let's say we would have been around here in December. We would have seen that price is slowly going down to this previous support level. Okay, that might bounce off on the daily. That's a pretty much a weekly support. Then we would have done our previous lower high right here on the daily time frame. I would have drawn it like this, okay? And then we would have moved on the H4. Okay, so on the H4, guys, being a swing trade, what you would have looked for, okay? So it's very beautiful. So on H4, if you want to swing trade, here is where you want to look like for structure and for entries, because you did your support and resistance on the weekly, then on the daily, and now on the H4 and maybe H1 as well. You want to really scale in and look for the entry, okay? So what do we look for when we enter a swing trade is basically a break of structure and then a retest of a previous order block to enter the trade for a buy, okay? So right here we can see that price is creating lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and boom, our first confluence is that we have a bullish divergence on our trusted signal oscillator, but we won't enter yet, okay? This is just too small of a confirmation. Of course, we can see a bullish engulfing. You could have entered here if you wanted to be more aggressive. But for me, what I would like to do is to wait for this um for this lower high right here to get broken, okay? Because this was the most recent lower high that created this lower low. As well, guys, if you want me to do a market structure video, if you want me to talk about more about market structure, just let me know down below in the comment section. Because in my opinion, market structure is the most important if you want to swing or day trade. If you want to scalp, that's another story. Okay, so here we have a break of structure. Okay, so now, guys, what I would like to do is to actually define where my order block was that caused this up push that break this structure right here. Okay, so I will I will I will show you where the order block is. Okay, so the order block is right here because after this candle you see price having big momentum up here, created a inefficiency from this candle to this candle. Okay, this is a inefficiency that was filled. Okay, so we would have placed our order block right here. This would have been our order block, this red candle right here before that green bullish engulfing candle. Okay, this would have been our order block. Let's color code it with yellow. And after that, guys, what I would do is just place a buy limit right here. Okay, I would place a buy limit right here above this order block. My stop loss would have been right here. And then my take profit would have been this one first, which was my daily lower high, if I'm being correct, yes. And then my final take profit would have been this one right here, which is my weekly resistance. Okay, as you can see, guys, this is a 1 to 13 risk to reward ratio, which is really easy to catch in my opinion if you respect all of the things I said. Basically, we had all these confluences. First of all, the trusted signal oscillator throwed us a bullish engulfing. Then we saw a bullish engulfing, a bullish divergence. Sorry. Then we saw a bullish engulfing form, but personally, I wouldn't suggest enter right now. Then we saw a break of structure right here. And then we would have waited for price to fill this inefficiency right here and bounced off this order block. So then it will go higher up. And as you can see, this is exactly what it did. So after I saw this good momentum move up here, signaling that the bulls are back into the market, I would have drawn this order block right here. Okay. And I was like, okay, let me place a buy limit right there, my stop loss right under, okay. And as you can see, this would have been a 1 to 13 risk to reward. Basically, if you would have risked $100, you would have made 1.3K, but that's not what we want to do. Furthermore, if we want to scale in, now that we have our targets, we can go on the H1. So we already have this initial entry going on. Now we can go to the H1 to scale in some more entries, okay? Because as you can see, price went all the way to our weekly resistance, okay? So now on the H1, we can do the exact same thing. We can follow market structure. We can see that um, it did higher highs, higher lows, then boom, higher high here. We can see that we have an order block right here that wasn't really respected, okay? Because price then went down. But for me, what I want to see to kind of enter an order block on the H1 is I would do this, okay? I would actually draw the order block right here, and then what I would do is I would go on the M15 to see if this order block is actually valid to enter, because if it ain't, then I won't enter, okay? It's that simple. So this would have been my H1 order block because it price broke structure right here. I cannot show you guys, 1 second. So yeah, price broke structure right here on this area. Let me actually put a horizontal ray so I can show you. Price broke structure here, okay, with this good momentum bullish one, okay. So when you see big momentum like this and inefficiency like this, okay, from here to here, this is an inefficiency that has to get filled eventually, okay. And as you can see, it got filled. We can see that we have the order block here, and now we would have gone to the M15 to see if price would have rejected off that order block. Let me see where we at. Okay, so our order block from the H1, we can see it on the M15 as well. We can see it right here. We can actually refine the order block as well on the M15 if we want to, but it's for this example, I will just leave it as it is. Okay, so as you can see, guys, we didn't have a confirmation. So a confirmation for me would have been if we would have broke this lower high right here, which we didn't, because by break I mean a full candle. I want a full candle to close above this level right here, a bullish candle. And as you can see, it was just a wick. And after that, if I would have saw a big bullish candle close above this level right here, I would have waited for a retest of a new M15 order block, which would have been around this area, and then I would have placed my buy limit right here, and then entered another trade for a long, okay. But as you can see, we didn't had a confirmation to get in, okay. Therefore, this would have been a invalid order block. Let's go back to the H1. Let's clear all the noise, and now let's move on. We can see that price went to around our entry price, okay, but then it bounced off again, okay. It bounced off again, then it started creating new higher highs and new higher lows very impulsively, okay, very impulsively. And to be honest with you, on the H1 right now I wouldn't have got too many opportunities to enter because we have a order block here, but price didn't even come near to it. We have all this inefficiency right here that hasn't been filled because price was really strong, moving upwards, okay. So okay, moving on, really aggressive, really aggressive indeed. So right now, I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't have another entry, another scaling. Of course, if we go to the 30 or M15, we probably would have got some more entries, but I just want to stick to H1. I don't want too much noise, okay? So therefore, I would just stick to the H1, okay? And actually, um, we actually we haven't any other confluences, any other possible entries, guys. So yeah, basically this would have been only one trade. There's no point in me um, telling something else because I won't lie. This would have been basically one one trade, only one trade, this whole setup, because I didn't got any other confluences for me to enter another buy. Of course, I could use the Fibonacci and all of that, but that's not really that accurate if you want to scale in, you know. That's what I like to use for my initial entries, but then for scaling in, I like to use these order blocks, you know, in order for me to get some more entries. And then here we can see that we reached that weekly resistance area, and then we slowly started to create bearish momentum. As we can see, look at these bearish candlesticks right here. Price started to push down, creating lower highs and lower lows, and then we basically switched off, and the bears started to take off and went all the way down. Okay, so this is a way, guys, you can grow your your small forex account if you have a small amount in it. On this trade, for example, if you would have risked $10, you would have made $130, okay, which is really, really good off of one trade, basically a 1 to 13, 1 to 14 almost, even though we didn't got another scaling. But if we did, let's say this right here would have been a valid order block, you would have entered, you would have put your stop loss here, then you moved your initial stop loss here as well, and then the take profit would have been the same one, that weekly support, you know, that's what your take profit would have been. Of course, your first area of interest would have been this one, but as you can see, we would have watched the market and we would have seen that price got through this area without having a single problem. So then we could have fully aimed for that weekly resistance that was hit right here, and here we could have take all of our profits because a 1 to 14 is a really good risk to reward. So yeah, guys, this is pretty much a good way you can grow your small account. I hope you found value in this video and understood everything I said. Of course, if you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comment section, guys. Make sure to also subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell to not miss out on my new uploads. I will keep them coming on a consistent basis. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.